Alright, this is the Boogie Board RIP. It is an LCD writing tablet. As you can see, it shows where you can write and draw on it. It is from Improv Electronics. And what makes the RIP different from many of their other products that are also Boogie Board products is that with this product you can save it to the Boogie Board and then you can transfer it to your computer. It's essentially a notepad, a digital notepad, and it comes with a virtual desktop companion and works with Evernote, and it even includes a trial to MyScript Studio Notes, which is supposed to convert your handwritten notes to digital text. So we're going to open the box here. Let's see what is included. Here's the Boogie Board itself. That's I believe a protective part of the screen there. As you can see, it's very thin. It's very light. It includes a stylus and a place to hold the stylus, which I believe previous editions of the Boogie Board did not have. And then you've got your standard quick start instructions and user guide, and of course the USB cable and the software. So we will see how well this works and report back. Okay, I've had a little time to play around with the Boogie Board RIP 8.5-inch LCD. It took about 2.5 hours to charge. It charges off the USB. You activate it by pressing the Save Wait button. It comes with a stylus, and you simply write like you normally write. It's a little awkward trying to do it for the camera here. And then you press the save button, it lights up, and now that is saved to the pad's memory, and when you connect it to your computer you'll be able to transfer it. It saves it as a PDF file. Push the erase button, it erases. So in a lot of ways it works like those old little toys where you had a small little pad and it had a piece of paper and a little stylus on it, and you write on it and it would make you could draw pictures and write on it, and then you'd pull it up to erase it. Only in this case you push the button. If you don't use it for about an hour or so, it will turn itself off. I haven't tested the limits of how long the battery will last between charges. As you can see, there's no indication. This little light up here, you see the status, it's blinking, it shows you it's on. And then if you as you write on it, it shows you when you're making a stroke that it is recording. Now, you may have seen in some other videos about this that you can also write on it with something like a fingernail, or you can get something else, but as you notice, it does not light up when you do that, which means it's not recording it. If I were to save this, then this part that I saved here, in fact, let's go ahead and do that. The part that I saved here that I wrote with the stylus will be in the document, but this will not. And now we will connect the Boogie Board to the computer. And as you can see, the menu pops up. You get all the files that you saved, write like you normally write. And the one where we did the scribbles with the stylus were recorded, the ones with the fingernail were not. But again, if you use this, if you see the status lighting up, you are recording on the Boogie Board, and you can save that. Another thing you can do with the Boogie Board connected is they've included this virtual desktop where when you write on the Boogie Board you see it on your screen. So you could use it as a virtual whiteboard in online presentations. The downside to this is as big as it gets. There's no button up here to go full screen, so it's a relatively small, and I'm sure there are better. And of course, if you try to close out, if you push the save button, you push the save button on here. You can also push the save button on the Boogie board. It'll pop up a menu giving you the opportunity to save it, and you can name it. Whereas when it's simply saving what you've written when you're not connected, it's just going to give it a number. You can also send it to Evernote, which is very useful. So how does that compare, for example, to using an iPad? I have a second generation iPad here. So as you can see on the iPad, the remote option, it does get a little bigger, but it is still kind of small because the lack of a full screen option. It actually looks a little bigger on the iPad because that's an iPad 2, and when using the TeamViewer remote viewer, it has to reduce the resolution of the screen. That makes everything seem bigger. So this could work for a net meeting whiteboard, and you know, you can use it over and over. Like I said, you can save it as you go along if you want to save your notes, and then of course you can erase it when you need to use another page. Just for comparison, we're going to use the iPad on the Windows screen. So this is the iPad. If you were trying to share, writing on this is much harder, of course, because of the difference in the styluses. Because you have this stylus with the thicker, and then of course you have the stylus that works with the Boogie board, which is difficult. It's difficult to get it to focus on that. But so overall, I like the Boogie board. I would like a finer point still on the stylus than what we have now, simply because I prefer a finer point because I don't write very well, and you know, I don't always close my O's, and my D's don't look very good, and things of that nature. And when you're trying to write small, the stylus size makes a difference on some letters. But overall, I'm very pleased with it. I think it'll be very useful. It's a pretty good size. It's about the size of a regular note. The writing surface is about the size of a kind of pad or notebook that you would buy, you know, in a store that would have 80 or 100 pages to it. You can use this a lot more. This is one that I use a lot. It's basically 8 inches long by 5.5 inches wide. They do make Boogie boards in the slightly larger size. I think there's a 10.5 inch screen size diagonally. They're supposed to be making a smaller one later this year, but neither one of those has a save function. It's simply for writing. So I really like this. I like the way it operates. I like that you can save it. A wireless connectivity would be good. A smaller tipped stylus would be good. But for what you have, a very light digital writing pad that you can save things on and then transfer them to your computer. And it also comes with a coupon to get a discount on software that will turn your handwriting into a digital document, something that you could actually edit. So I haven't tried that yet, and I may not. I may simply just keep with my handwritten notes that even I can barely read sometimes, like this one right here. You know, I'm always making notes, but overall I'm impressed with it. I like it, and I'm going to get a lot of use out of it.